My patio and decking build, part 1. Hello YouTubers, do you want to see how I made this lovely decking with lights and these porcelain tiles at both ends? Then hold tight and watch the video. So always do a rough plan. This is a layout of the two areas of the patio, which I plan to use 600 by 12. Oh no, they were 600 by 600s, but they sent 600 by 1200, so I had to use them instead, which was backbreaking. So the skippers arrived. A 6-yarder for 250 quid. Cost of things these days. So I'm doing the backbreaking work now of taking the delivery from AWBS in through the side of my house and up to the patio. So we'll cover how deep I'm digging out in a second. So look at this worn out, horrible old patio. Dirty, damaged frost protection from it, so it's all split, uneven, plants growing through, grout missing. So we're going to dig up. So I'm going to dig down to around 150 millimeters. So that'll be 20 for the porcelain slabs, tiles, 40 millimeter for the mortar bed, and then 90 for the compacted MOT type 1. So I'm now digging down. I'm going to get it to a rough sort of level, and then I'll use string line to go across and pegs to check that I've got it compacted down to the correct level and ensure there's a fall. I'm going to make the fall run away from the brick wall in this case and go over to the gravel you can see on the left by the shed. So I'm fortunate these old slabs were laid on like a mortar bed with hardly any cement, so it's coming out quite easily. With hindsight, I could have possibly just compacted this down and laid the patio, but because they're porcelain, I decided I'd have to dig it all out, but at least there was no clay, which makes a massive difference. I was dreading the digging out process because you can't get a small digger down through the house, and there's no real official access through the back. So let's carry on with this back-breaking work. It'll all be worth it in the end. So all the slabs are nearly lifted in this section. I'm just digging down, as discussed before, to our 150 mil. And then if you look to the right of the dig, there's some pegs there. And I'm going to run them across to show me how to dig down the correct amount. And then it will also help to show when I put the hardcore in that I'm not putting too much in and I can get that level and at the correct fall. Around about the 160. So now on with the MOT. 100 mil crushed. So spreading the MOT type 1 all around. Again, as I said before, you'll see those pegs. I'm having to barrow 2 tons of it from the front of my garden to the back of my garden, and then I'll compact it with a tamper. I didn't want to get a I've forgotten the name of the thing now. The wall plate, whacker plate. Didn't want to get a whacker plate, so I used a tamper. So a good workout. So day 3. Got all the hardcore down. So we got a 35 mil bed of sand cement and 20 mil for the tiles. So we've gone down 55. So time to apply the priming slurry to the back of the patio slabs. So the MOT type 1 is down and compacted. And now I'm going to be using my paddle mixer, my sponge, bucket of water, my Makita radio of course, my trowel, my brick line, a brush, sand and cement, sharp sand and cement, 4-to-1 mix. So I'm going to be mixing this up so that I have a bed depth of about 35 millimeters and the slabs are 20, so I've allowed about 60 millimeters to the top of the slab. It's Monday, day 3 I think. So day 3 I've got 2 slabs down. So once you got the first slab down using the string line, you can use that as a reference So you'll see me using a jig in a minute so that you can get the full mortar bed down. So I've created a fall on the spirit level. So the fall on the spirit level is up to the white line, so slightly to the left of the white line, and there's my jig, which I use to get a full bed of mortar, and I know that'll be exactly reference level with that slab. So here you can see me putting the mortar bed down, and then you'll see me using the jig in a minute, which worked quite well actually. I've done a full bed of mortar. It took a bit of a time to get the right 4-to-1 mix with water for the mortar mix, but after a few times I got used to it. I found that sometimes if it was too dry, didn't have enough water, it was hard to get the slab dead level, and then I found sometimes it was too wet and it splurged out all through the gaps. But it took a bit of time, but once you get used to it, it sort of flowed very easily. So here you can see me using the jig again, and it still really worked. It was the best thing I did. So I've got another 5 slabs to put down now. Here you can see me using the slurry mix. If you don't use that, the slabs will delaminate from the mortar because they're porcelain and they're non-absorbent. So 2 slabs to go on this part of the patio. You can see that I'm mixing the mortar in builder's buckets. And a paddle mixer, which I normally use for tiling. I should have got a cement mixer, but it was getting it in and it just worked better. Each bucket would do sort of 1 and a bit of slabs. And now you can see me putting down for the last, what's that, slab 9. So we've got 10 in this part of the patio. So using my jig again, adding a bit more mortar, adding the slurry, same old process. And now we're getting near to the end of this part of the patio. I didn't get a whacker plate, made it hard work. I used a hand tamper. I find that compacts actually better, but again, hard work. Here you can see me having a rest and a cup of tea. So this section of the patio is nearly finished now. I've just got to grout and take the clips out and give it a clean off, and then we'll start on the second part of the patio, which is now nearer the door. As you can see, it looks really good. I'm quite happy with it. Level, there's correct 4 falls away towards the garden shed, and then where this transition is, that will be decking, which will be another video. So to me, all cleaned off now, looks beautiful with a bit of white gravel. So if you like this content, please like and subscribe, and look out for the next video where I'll be doing the patio further down. There's only about 6 slabs on that, and starting the decking. Hold tight.